It's Do Time with Pastor Steph.
Good morning, and good morning. Rise and shine. You're on with this Due Time with Pastor Steph. How are you this morning? That's what I like to hear. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, where were you last week? Oh, we started off the week shaking the Monday morning blues with the Due Time crew. And we talked about those manipulative things we do in a relationship that you may not realize that's going on. They have you questioning your own reality. That gaslighting will do it to you every time. You saying one thing and they're saying that's not what you said. You're thinking one thing and says that's not what happened. No, be very, very careful. Make sure you stay away from being manipulated into believing that you're not showing or displaying your love or loyalty. That's another manipulative tactic that people use when they're trying to play you and take you through some head game. Oh, what about having you feel guilt or shame about the things that you're not really responsible for? Another area of manipulation. So make sure that not only you're not being manipulated, but make sure you're not the manipulator, because sometimes we do things and believe it or not, there are times when you just don't quite get what you're doing. It may not be your intent. All right. So make sure you stay on the right side of that relationship. Well, we got the switch with Shantice. Be careful how you approach God was the switch tip for the week. And it showed itself all the way through the week, not only in that particular episode, because being manipulative is how we actually work God as well. You know, when we're telling God we're not going to do that thing because, we're tired, and if he gets us out of it, we'll do it. And all the while, your head has not really come out of doing that. So make sure you're not manipulating God as well. Well, we spoke to Vivian and got her socially conscious segment, and we're talking about the fact that New York City is supposedly spending a lot of money, $43 billion on their students. But the problem is they have had a 158,000 student count decline. So where are all of the dollars going? Yes, they say low test scores, reading and math scores aren't really good. They're going low as well. The transportation, maintenance, and smaller classes, as well as the money that's supposed to be put into special ed. Yeah, that's where the money is supposed to be going. But still have people wondering, I'm looking at the conditions of these schools. Where are the dollars truly going? Well, the wow story of the week was the parents picking up the 3-year-old child from the daycare center, only later realizing that something's not right. Baby had a hole in his face from where the tooth had come through the skin, and only to find out that there had been some long-term, talk about manipulation, long-term abuse going on. Yes, and the owners were quite aware of it. So after some investigating, the employees were terminated, and I'm really hoping that the owners actually have to face some consequences as well. But hey, you never know in this world. Well, Thursday, Therapeutic Thursday, rolled around, and we got to talk about that young lady in the video who says, I don't like what my mama tells me no. put her mother to sleep with some NyQuil, and commenced to cutting mom's hair. Yeah, we get it all here on It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. So, we really get to see how these young people are functioning. We don't even know why mom told her no. And if we go with a normal mom, maybe she was looking out for your benefit. But of course, because we're so rebellious, we're not even thinking about what God has for us. Again, manipulating. I told you it was the whole week was about manipulation. And, we want to just make sure that we are on the right side of taking care of our kids, disciplining our kids, starting early enough with them to help them understand that there are rules, and sometimes the rules will be a no. Sometimes the rules just might be a yes. But here's the interesting part. We ended up talking to the guys on Friday about Michael Jackson biopic. Yes. And the fact that Spike Lee spoke about, hey, what do you want? They had to stop the movie because it couldn't go any further because of the agreement that was made with the lawsuit. And was there some manipulation going on there? I don't know. But again, manipulation seems to be the name of the game. That's why God is cautioning you to make sure that you stay away from it and be aware of it. Okay? Okay. Well, that's how we spent our week last week. Today, we have crossed over the other side of May. And let me say, happy anniversary. It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. We have officially reached our 6th year. Yes. Woo, that's been a quick 6 years. We started in May of 2000, right at the beginning of the pandemic. And we have been going strong ever since. So God has been amazing, and we're about to have an amazing morning. So come on and let's get this party started. Go ahead and get that healthy breakfast. Go ahead and tell somebody, anybody, everybody that It's Due Time with Pastor Steph is on. And whatever you do, don't go anywhere, because we will be right back.
No one needs to hear this, but don't be afraid to start again. Most times we see starting over as going backward, but what if God is telling us take all the mistakes and the lesson learned and do it better this time? Most importantly, He's giving you another opportunity to start with Him. Sometimes we stay in toxic situations because, one, it's familiar. The devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. And secondly, because we've invested so much time, effort, and finances, and we just don't want to leave. But I wish we could see the Canaan land that God is showing to us. The Israelites were so short-sighted, they couldn't see the future and the plans that God had for them. That's why they began to complain about the manna, and they wanted to go back to Egypt, back to slavery, because they had garlic and meat, when God is telling them, I have a land flowing with milk and honey for you. Most times, because the promise is intangible, out of faithlessness we miss it. If God has promised you something, the Bible says His word goes out of His mouth and does not return to Him void. I guarantee you He will give you. He's a God that owes no man. So if you're in a situation where you feel like it's not serving you anymore, I want you to pray and ask God if He wants you to move. And if you get that word to move, no matter how painful, no matter how much you've invested in that situation, I want you to act out of faith and take that step. And when things are not going well, because it won't be easy, don't be like Lot's wife that looked back, or the Israelites that wanted to go back to slavery just because they wanted to be in comfort. Trust God that He will see you through and take you to that promised land.
Good morning, and good morning again. Welcome back to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph, and we are shaking the Monday morning blues. I pray that your weekend was well. You enjoyed. You came. If you're sitting here talking to me, you had to have come through safely. So we're giving God thanks that we're doing well. What a PSA! Great reminder not to look back, press forward, trust God. He is a man of his word. Amen. Well, if you're in the room, come on. Let me know. Give me a shout. Let me know that you're hanging out with me so I can give you a hearty good morning. We got to check in from our girl, Ketty. Hey, Ketty girl. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a shout out from Kabir. Well, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. He says he's a big fan. I'm hoping so. Continue to hang out with us, Kabir. Oh, we got to check in from Serge, who is a year older now. Amen. Good morning, Serge. Thanks so much for joining us. Happy and safe travels. We got to check in from our lady, Tamika. Good morning. Looking forward to talking to you on the other side of the screen. We got to check in from Sean. Good morning, Sean. Thank you so much for joining us. Ketty says, happy anniversary to the show and to the Due Time crew. Amen. Yes, great PSA. We couldn't do this thing if we didn't have the ladies that hold us down each and every day. Let's say good morning to our lady girls. Shantice, good morning. Thank you so much for doing what you do. And let's say good morning to our girl, Anika. Hey, Anika. Thank you so much for doing what you do. Giving God thanks for your lives and how you press your way to make sure that we are up and running all the time. If Miss Grace is out there, good morning. Good morning. Giving God thanks for your life and trusting that you are doing well today. And happy travels to you as well. All right, my Due Time people. Let's talk about our health. You know how we do every single Monday morning. We are talking about the fruits that help minimize the signs of aging. You know, they always say black don't crack. It's okay, because we're going to help that with the foods that we eat. All right. What do you think is the first thing? I want somebody to guess what the first thing is on this list. Let me see if anybody can guess what the first thing is on this list. You got 1, 5, 4, 3, 2. Not the first thing on this list, Tamika. Almost. I don't even know if that's on the list, but that's not the first thing on this. Shame on you, Tamika. You should know this answer. There you go, Anika. Blueberries. That's right. I don't care what we have. No matter what list we go through, blueberries is on the list. Some type of berries. They're calling blueberries the nature's tiny fountain of youth. Yes. So they say that the group of antioxidants that the blueberries hold fight off the free radicals and those pesky molecules that speed up aging. Yeah, so regularly eating blueberries can help you stay skin elastic. Yes, that everything gets held together, reducing the appearance of a few more lines and wrinkles. They say filled with vitamin C, that the blueberries are essential for making collagen, which helps to keep our skin looking plump and firm, intact. All right. So just a handful of blueberries, like in your yogurt or your smoothie or your oatmeal, will get that job done. Avocados is on this list. the creamy secret to your supple skin, they say. So avocados can be eaten, we know, in several different ways, most famously as guacamole. But our skin craves the things that avocados hold. Vitamins E, vitamin C definitely fight off the oxidative stress that causes wrinkles and dullness in our skin. Eating avocados regularly can help protect your skin from sun damage, okay, thanks to their powerful antioxidants. All right. They also say that they're great for soothing dry or irritated skin. So mash them up in your little guacamole, put them on your toast. You know how you can get this avocado done in your favorite. I told you a couple of weeks ago, I now make avocado rolls, the egg rolls, and they are quite yummy. Pomegranates. Yeah, remember we used to call them Chinese apples? Yeah. Jewel-like guardians against aging, they're calling it. So they say that those little ruby red seeds are bursting with antioxidants, and they are rich in potent fighting free radicals that protect skin cells from damage. All right. Remember, we did the pomegranate juice study, and boy, pomegranate juice is powerful. Oh my goodness. I'll never forget doing the study on pomegranates. Pomegranates, they say, have been shown to improve skin texture and reduce the signs of aging by encouraging new cell growth. So vitamin C in pomegranate boosts collagen production, making our skin firmer and reducing sagging, y'all. Wow. And the anti-inflammatory properties in avocados can also help calm irritated or sensitive skin. All righty. So they're reminding you that you could just pop them in your mouth. You can put them in your salads. You can put them in your smoothies. So there are quite a few ways of getting pomegranate in your system. Papaya. They call it the tropical glow buster. All right. So they say papaya, packed with vitamins A, C, and E, are definitely components that will help your skin look quite youthful. Yeah. So there's special enzymes in papaya that act as a natural exfoliant, helping to get rid of dead cells and brighten your complexion. Wow. The antioxidants in papaya help fight oxidative stress, which is a major cause for wrinkles and age spots. And eating papaya can also boost your body's production of collagen, and that will help to keep your skin firm and elastic. So they say that you can actually roast papaya chunks. Yeah. Make sure you put them in your salads and, like fruit salads and things like that. Or you can just cut it and eat it. Oranges and citrus fruits, the collagen commanders. Yes, I'm looking at oranges, lemons, limes, grapefruits. Yes, make sure you get all of that citrus in your system to get that vitamin C content, which they say powerhouses for skin youthfulness. Vitamin C is essential for making that collagen, and that protein again keeps our skin structure and gives it bounce. All right. Eating oranges regularly can help slow down the loss of elasticity that comes with aging, making your skin look firmer and more vibrant. All righty. So also the antioxidants in oranges also shield your skin from UV damage and environmental stress, like pollution. Alrighty. Guess what else is on this list? Strawberries. Yep. Now they say strawberries are definitely great because the antioxidants, the vitamins, and the minerals help keep your skin healthy. And the high vitamin C count in the strawberries protect the collagen, and it is essential for smooth, wrinkle-free skin. Strawberries also contain ellatic acid, which is an antioxidant that helps protect your skin from UV damage. So a couple of these things help that those sun rays, reducing the risk of age spots and sagging. The anti-inflammatory properties in strawberries can calm redness and irritation, which make your skin look more even. All right. Kiwi, y'all. Kiwi's on this list. The green wonder for radiant skin. All right. So the vitamin C in the kiwi, they say, is more than what's in an orange, and actually will help your body produce collagen even more so, keeping your skin plump and youthful looking. The vitamin E in kiwi acts as an extra layer of protection, fighting off free radicals, that accelerate aging. So also keep in mind that kiwi is rich in fiber, which will help the digestion system running smoothly and keep your skin clearer. See, we don't think these things are connected, but boy, are they connected. Watermelon. We talked about watermelon last week. And watermelon is definitely, they say, a great weapon to keep us hydrated and keep our skin looking youthful. With the high water content, watermelon helps to keep our skin moisturized from the inside out, reducing dryness and appearance of fine lines. The vitamins A and C in watermelon support skin health by promoting cell regeneration and collagen production. And watermelon is another one that helps to protect our skin from sun damage and inflammation. All righty, so get that watermelon. Somebody put grapes up there. Well, guess what? Grapes is on the list. Yes, they say especially red and purple grapes, which are great for, they call it the wrinkle fighters. All righty. So red and purple grapes are like bursts of anti-aging goodness. The second weapon is the antioxidants that have been linked to improved skin elasticity and protection against UV damage. The grapes are also rich in vitamin C and K, which help keep your skin strong and resilient. And get those grapes in your system, and they will definitely reduce and fight inflammation and reduce the visible signs of aging by keeping those wrinkles off your face. Somebody put apples, crunchy allies for youthful skin. They say apples are great for our skin health, loaded with tons of polyphenols, antioxidants that help protect against oxidative stress and definitely help with the aging look. The fiber in apples adds digestion, which in turn gives our skin a brighter, clearer appearance. They say that apples are also hydrating and help to keep your skin supple and smooth. Okay, so I'll tell you, we have been really learning over the years about how our food definitely will help us. So yes, Tamika said apples. Anika guessed the berries. Kenny said the grapes. And Tamika says, yay, my apples are on the list. Woo, woo, yes, they are on the list. So, right on time to talk about our news. Well, I have an update, not a great update, but I do have an update. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, I spoke about little 14-month-old Dusty. You remember he was the one who mom was baking the cake and he inhaled the gold cake powder and immediately passed out because it blocked and clogged his lungs. Yeah, well, they do have an update. And the first thing I want to make sure is to say that they didn't tell this in the first story, and that might simply be because they did not know. They say that while mom was cooking, he grabbed the container of gold dust powder. That's a little different than what we were told the last time. He grabbed the gold dust powder that his mom was using for the baking, and that's how it got so close to him so quickly, because it didn't kind of make sense to me, but I'm like, I don't know, you just get the story and you just give the news that you have. Well, he passed out. They took him to the emergency room. They said he had to get a couple of procedures, and remember, he had to get the feeding tube, yes, put in. And unfortunately, what they're what they are saying is little Dusty will have lifelong injury to his lungs. So they're really hoping that somehow, being that he's so young, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because being that he's so young, it affected his lungs the way it did. And on the flip side, because he's so young, he just might be able to kind of come through this with very little damage. But the way it looks is that, some of the damage is irreparable. So they have been, giving him occupational therapy and things like that. And that's how they found out that it doesn't look like he's going to come through this completely unscathed. So I also wanted to let you know that this, remind you that this is not in this country. And we talked about, sometimes when you're in other countries, the components that we have available to us. And, those things are different. They're differently made and they have different components than the stuff we have. Certain things are not allowed here in the States, and certain things that we have here, they won't eat in other countries. So they said that what happened was, within seconds, he had pulled off the cap with his teeth, and that's how he inhaled and ingested the gold dust. Yeah. So, and you know what? I would kind of venture that mom probably didn't even have an idea that, it would have been that bad. You know what I'm saying? You're cooking with it, right? So you're not thinking that something like that, little gold dust that you're baking with, because she was baking for a child's birthday. It was a birthday cake for another child. So ain't nobody thinking, but again, that's how they've cautioned us, like, don't eat. When we make the batter, and years ago they give us the bowl, they give us the spoon, and we just be licking away. Yeah, they tell you do not do that anymore, because the potential salmonella will definitely do harm to small children, pregnant women, and the elderly. So that's the same way they do not want us to eat the flour, the raw flour. Yeah. And they've told us about eating raw egg. So what do you want? All right, we're moving on to Cali. And this was an interesting story about a 16-year-old student. Oh boy. So he was arrested on campus after they say they found a semi-automatic gun, ghost gun, hidden in his pants. And because they found the ghost gun, now let me remind you, the ghost gun is the gun that's like, they most times scrape the numbers off of it and they buy it off the internet and they can't really trace the gun. All righty. So they say that sparked a deeper investigation. And when they went and dug in his house, they said they found materials and equipment that he used to make the guns. Also, so not only was he buying guns, he was also making components for the guns. They said he received, they got a 3D printer, a carbon filament, handgun magazine, ammunition, and evidence allegedly tied to the creation of multiple weapons, including a 3D printed machine gun conversion device. And that was more than one of those. So they said that when they really did the investigation, they found out that if you have a 3D printer and you have some software, they say you could pretty much make anything you want. Yes. Yeah. They had a firearms expert go through all the stuff, and that's what the firearms expert told them. So they was like, he didn't went past like simple possession and manufacturing. He didn't went to building and all kinds of things. But most importantly, they found out that he was supplying guns to the children in the school. And he might be a suspect in a recent robbery that took place not too far from them. So just by him walking up in the school with the gun in his pants, thank God they did further investigating after arresting him so that they could get all of the information they needed. Gosh. So clearly, mom and dad had no idea what was going on up in that bedroom. And he was up in there doing, some serious damage. Serious damage. Not only were you ordering guns, but you've ordered the supplies to create and make guns and anything else. Good morning, Miss Grace. Thank you for officially checking in. That way we know that you're good. All right. Well, the internet is actually helping, not harming on one side and harming on the other end. So there's this woman who got on her social media app, and it's like a chat social media app. And they said that homegirl who posted got a quick tidal wave of responses she was not at all prepared for. So she wrote on her post, she says she reported a grocery store delivery driver, for having her kids in the car when they dropped off groceries. So in other words, like an Uber Eats, DoorDash. And she says, I reported a lady for having kids in her car after delivering my groceries this morning. Well, she thought that she was going to get some support. Well, guess what? It went completely in the opposite direction. The people on that app went off on her and, reminded her that people who do, deliveries sometimes, pick up these deliveries on the fly. And maybe she was picking up her kids from school, got the notification, picked it up, dropped it off, and went home with her kids. How are you even figuring out that this was like a whole day of this? This could have just been just a quick grab and drop. Somebody else said, go get the groceries yourself. Yeah, there must be a reason why you're sitting at home getting your groceries, maybe because you have your kids. And did you forget that you just might be privileged enough to not have to go out? Whether you're single or whether you're with your children. Somebody else wrote, wait until she finds out that moms do their own grocery shopping with kids in the car and load and unload them too. Man, I remember them days. And still, when I go shopping, I hate to come home because somebody got to come get the bags, bring the bags in the house, unload the bags, put the food up. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Sometimes, it's not as easy as it looks. Somebody else will. Sometimes I feel scared to do it for people like you because I don't have options like you. I have to do what I have to do. And are you forgetting that, moms are out here trying to make it happen? So how nasty and insensitive are you that you wouldn't even think that it would be better for her to put her kids in the car and just take the kids for a ride while she makes some extra money that she may need? Opposed to leaving the kids at home, because boy, have we had those stories. So that was kind of interesting. And I'm glad that, this person was, able to hear from the rest of the real world. Because I don't know what la la land she living in. But yeah, listen, people got to do what they have to do, that they have to do. And, we got to really make sure we're not being insensitive to the rest of the world. People have to live. And the fact of the matter is, mom may have had them kids in the room for a whole lot more reason, in the car for a whole lot more reason than what meets the eye. So because it's Relationship Monday, I'm going to end our last story with a Michigan couple who really started out having a wonderful day and ended up having a pretty messed up day on their wedding day. So this is like one crazy story. So James Shira, 24, was sentenced to a minimum of 30 years in prison. Now, here's what happened. And they don't put a lot of information into the story, but they say that he had just gotten married and his best friend, best man, Terry Taylor, 29, who has also been his long-time friend, they somehow got into an argument afterwards. And he left and came right back and hit his friend with the SUV he was driving. So you just got married. You're sharing this day with the people you love. You're sharing the day with your besties and everybody's shouting you out and, celebrating. And you get into some argument. And they say, of course, alcohol was involved, because you really got to be some sicko to do something like this to your best friend and you haven't had anything to drink. And that's his attorney's explanation, that alcohol was involved and they've been friends, lifelong friends, best friends. Things somehow got out of control, and that's not going to be a good defense. I'm sorry. They also, the people who were there said that he had, the groom had been drinking all day, and when he left the argument with his friend about a minute before, he came right back. So this was quite impulsive, that he went, got the car, came back. And they say that when the people looked, all I could see was a bunch of blood everywhere. And I guess so, because you hit the man with an SUV. Oh, excuse me. This is what happens. You remember a year ago, I think a year ago, we did the story about the two co-workers, and they were out drinking, and they got to arguing because he was acting, real egotistical and, talking down about women. And she said she had it and shot him. And she said the same thing. Oh, I was drinking. There was alcohol. I wouldn't have done anything like that. And oh boy. Stop drinking. Stop drinking. It never leads to anything good. Stop drinking. Sentenced to 225 months in prison. There's a lot of calendar marks going on there for 225 months. That's terrible. All while you'll be thinking about your best friend, because that's one of the things he says. He says, I'll never forget this. You surely won't. You surely won't. Not only that, who's sticking with you for 30 years and she just got married? I don't know about that, because y'all are young. So I don't see somebody young hanging out with you for 30 years. That's really not likely. So, all right, where my ladies at? Where my girls at? Let's get to talking to the ladies. Where is Lady Tamika? Let's talk to her. Good morning.
Good morning. Monday morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you today?
I am good. Just going to let you know, my t-shirt says, Jesus loves you, but I'm his favorite. So I just thought I'd let you know.
I'm his favorite. Ain't you something? Excuse me. Well, you know what? I'm just going to say my hearty amen to you being his favorite. I like that. Actually, I like that. All righty. Let's get to talking about this crazy news, girl. So we start off with the California 16-year-old who walked in school and got busted for having a gun on his possession, only to prompt the cops to go to his house and find that he was loaded there. He had a 3D printer, carbon filament, handgun magazine, ammunition, and evidence of allegedly, they say, creating multiple weapons, including a 3D printed machine gun conversion device. Now, can you even imagine that this stuff is done with a printer?
Actually, yes. We were watching something on the news, and they made it very clear that you can create anything with a 3D printer, and it looks like, smells like, tastes like. The One of the things that they did was they created a chicken, fried chicken,
What?
in a 3D printer, and it looked like, tastes like, smelled like chicken. And the person that
Wow.
ate it said that they couldn't tell the difference, and so
Wow.
very, very scary, world, with that type of thing in mind. And my thing is, who are these people and how do they get access to all this stuff? Like, and this is one of those times where I say that, they had one job and they went far above. They did their job. Thank God, because you could have just taken the gun and said, okay, run along, no, but they went to his house and then they found all this other stuff. I mean, imagine the looks on their face like, what? It's not just a ghost gun. You've got all kinds of other stuff. And that goes to, that idea of scratch alive, find a thief. Woo, boy, a whole lot of stuff they found out. I'm glad that they did it.
Absolutely. 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 Let's see what your girl Shantice has got to say.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Well, thank you. Well, all right. We're talking about this teen who was not only caught with the gun in his pants, but we had all this stuff at home.
We're the parents. This is what happens when I get to persect you because you walk in my room. I guess I have signs on my door that says things like no parents allowed. Do not enter. Like this is what happens. Because how is it that you have all of these items in your room as a minor, not as an adult, and your parents know nothing?
That part.
They don't ever go in to just see what you're doing. You're a teenager. They don't go in to make sure you're not taking things from your friends. Right. Y'all not swapping things. Y'all not. Right. Like, come on. And again, they need to continue to charge these parents negligent charges as if he wasn't going to school at all. That's what they need to be hit with. How's he walking past y'all with this stuff? Is he tying it on something and pulling it up from the window? Like how? So he's walking past y'all in the living room up the steps to take this to his room. How does this work? So this is really crazy.
It is. I want to read this again. So when they got to his house, he had a 3D printer, carbon filament, a handgun magazine, ammunition, and evidence allegedly tied to the creation of multiple weapons, including a 3D printed machine gun conversion device. I have one question. Where'd you get the money from?
Yep.
Exactly.
You don't have a job.
Right. And guess what? You can't keep a job if you stay at home doing this.
Right. Unless this is your, that's why he was selling it at the school, because this is his job.
I'm saying to myself, well, how you get all of this? I can't afford all of this. So how you get all of this? And I, like you both have said, but especially you, Shanti. So I go up in your room and I find all this stuff up in there. And I don't ask where you get it from. Where'd you get it from? How did you buy it? How could you afford this thing? And this is why, Pastor K.O. always said, you ain't got no door in my house.
Right.
Because you know what? If the authorities decided to come after the parents, what are you going to say as your defense? You lived in the very house where all of this was going on. Mm-hmm. What would you possibly say as a defense? Right. I didn't know. I don't know. Yeah. Big time, Tamika. Big time. Oh my goodness gracious. That's the first thing I thought about. I was like, well, where the money come from? Because he kind of rich.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Ooh, that's a big.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So you have this other woman who goes on her social media app where she's chatting with all of her people, and she brags about, she says, I reported a lady for having kids in her car after delivering my groceries this morning. So she felt that it was unsafe or a violation to have children riding in the car when she excuse me.
Good morning.
Well, she got her groceries this morning, and they shouted back at her. How dare you? Were they wrong or were they accurate, Shantice?
Well, did you find your Fruit Loops open? Were some items missing? And you figure that this woman's kids ate it? What does it matter? You ordered, you got your delivery. You didn't see anything harmful. It didn't look like the kids were jumping up and down in the car. And you're like, oh my goodness, well, I happened to be outside when she pulled up, and the kids, because you can see that while the parent is driving, the kids is just doing backflips from the front to the back and all that. Were you seeing that? And you're like, well, I want to report the fact that this woman has the kids in the car, they're not secure in any car seats or seatbelt. What does it matter? As we were watching something yesterday, it sounds like bougie problems. You are getting your groceries delivered. That is a privilege. So unless you're seeing something that is now messing with your order that you paid for, shut your mouth. Because now you just sound like one of them parents who just want to complain.
All righty. Lady Tamika. I mean, is this reasonable? Is it logical? You're literally bragging at this point.
And that is it. You sitting at home relaxing. You could have gotten up to go get your groceries. You sitting at home waiting for it to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that you can think of is to complain because somebody she did her job. Here we go. This is another one who did their job. All she was
the one job. The one job. She did it. She brought you your groceries. So you go the extra mile to report this one woman who was doing her job. And, you don't know her circumstances. You don't know her situation. You figure, I'm going to be big and I'm going to tell them. It was probably a Karen, most likely. She didn't have nothing better to do with her time. It was.
She didn't have anything better to do with her time. So she decided that she's going to tell on you. And I am actually glad that it backfired on her. You don't get the right to, as long as she did her job, your bag wasn't disturbed. It didn't have feces or anything else around the bag. The bag didn't look like it had been, thrown across the room. She gave you what you needed, while you sat at home waiting for your stuff to come. Then, just mind your business. Just pipe down.
What else came to my mind? I'm like, it's a Karen. Because see, when it comes to us, all we worried about is all my things there.
Right.
Now you're not talking about just delivering my food order. You're delivering my groceries. So the first thing I'm doing is going through my bag to make sure you got my soap pads, you got the dishwashing liquid. Wait, where's the small packet of so and so, and it's way down in the box or the bag, so you gotta take everything out. It's like, wait, let me make sure I got all my stuff. That's what the average person is thinking about. You're not thinking about, it's like especially when it was said that there was nothing reckless. She did not say I had to report a mom who had a children in the car and they were acting recklessly.
Right.
You didn't say that. You couldn't say that. So it's like, yo, sit down and be quiet. And like you both have said, this is your privilege. And one of the respondees said, you know, this is a privilege for you to order your groceries. Think about it. Other people with kids have to go shopping for themselves.
Right.
Put the stuff in the car, take the stuff out the car. And I mean, because when your kids are a certain age, they're not much of a help when it comes to when you get home. You know what I'm saying? So all you think about is, I got to get home. Not only that, most times when you shop, you got to come home and now you got to cook.
Right.
So now you're talking about a possible situation where mom then went and got the groceries, got to come home, settle the kids, cook, then feed the kids and put the kids to bed, you know, wash them up for the next day. And your worst complaint is the fact that she had the kids in the car. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop. So yes, you're right.
Problems.
It's probably a Karen, you know, and just a sad state of affair that this is the worst thing you could complain about. Serge says the parents know. So he's talking about the kid with the gun. He said the parents know. And he then says she thought she was doing something. Yeah, she did. She thought she was doing a whole lot.
But they forget that they can get blacklisted too.
Yeah.
As someone who, so me as an Uber Lyft driver or DoorDash or Uber Eats deliverer, you can report me, but as a customer, you can be reported as well. So now you want to make this type of complaint and see people like that make that type of complaint and then order again the same day, like a bozo. So you want to make a complaint and then again leave your food in the hands of someone who could possibly be ignorant just to be spiteful. See, that people like that don't think about that. Yeah, God forbid the next time you gonna get a delivery person who ain't got no kids in the car and who gonna drink from your juice and put it back in that bag, or who's gonna pick up all your groceries and then keep some of it and then dare you to say something, all because you wanted to be unnecessarily ignorant.
Yep. Oh boy, I tell you, you can't get around these people. We got Pastor KL in the house. We have good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so we have our last story about the Michigan groom who just got married that day, was having a good old time and drinking and partying with his people, his new wife and his best and long-time friend, the groomsman. And somehow or another, an argument ensued and they ended up, I guess coming to some level of bad words. They say he left and within a minute or two, he was back with his SUV, killing the groomsman, his best friend, lifelong friend. Hit him with his SUV. How mad do you have to be, Pastor KL, to hit your bestie, longtime friend, your groomsman, with your SUV on your wedding day?
Was he the groom?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes, he was the groom.
That's some kind of level of anger. I don't know what he could have said. I mean, the only thing he could have said is, "Listen, I want you to know that I slept with your soon-to-be wife."
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I can see that he would kill him. But then they both would have been killed. I'd have waited till they were both together. But I mean, I can't see how an argument would take you to kill him like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the only thing I thought about. I was like, unless he confessed.
Right.
But like you said, Pastor KL, they didn't say that the groom, the grooms, the
best friend.
Yeah, groomsmen and the wife, because they also snagged the wife because she lied at one point when they were doing the investigating. She lied, so they snagged her, but they said they ended up dropping the charges.
Oh yeah, they were sleeping together. They were sleeping together.
So I don't know, Tamika, this is your long time best friend in the whole wide world, and she done made you so mad. You done left up out of the place, came back with your car, hit her and kill her, and now you are remorseful as all get out.
Yeah, but at this point, nobody cares about your remorse. You know, you gonna serve this time, and this wife is gone. Y'all just got married. It's not like you know. I don't know what the length of your relationship was prior to, but if you do like most people, y'all ain't known each other, you know, long enough for her to hang around, you know. And you know, I thought the very same thing. I was like, this has something to do with the wife, one way or another. Either you slept with the wife or you said something about the wife, but clearly, you angered this man so much that he didn't even take the time to reset, went in the car and ran you over, you know, and now your life is over. Your life is over as you know it. And, you know, okay, fine, you can say that you're remorseful, and you may be, but that doesn't change the fact you're gonna serve that time.
Absolutely. Shantice.
Yeah.
225 months.
Why you do that to me? Just say you ain't getting out. Why? This is our wedding day. Why are you getting that drunk? Why? There's still people here. We still have to say our bye-byes and our tatas to those who came to celebrate this union. The pastor's probably still here. Not that anybody cares about clergy nowadays. But why are we getting that drunk to where I'm doing this? And again, you know, we keep underestimating the effect that this liquor has. Everybody swears they can hold their liquor. You were unhinged before the first cup hit your mouth.
Right. It just made it exacerbated.
Right. Right. Because as you guys were talking, I was thinking about the best man, and I was like, well, Lance just almost tossed Harper over the balcony. And he found out that Harper did sleep with his soon-to-be wife. Because Lance had Jesus. He possessed that self-control. And Mia knew nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about it. So we really got to stop thinking that this is a joke. Long go the days where we would be able to get that drunk. And the worst case scenario was, I just don't know how I made it home. God is allowing us to see the true effects of this alcohol, man, of any level of intoxicant that we put in our bodies. And now you waking up in a jail cell, you waking up to a judge giving you 30 years, and now you crying, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Because that's what everybody else is saying. Boo-hoo. Realize what you're doing. So I agree with you, Pastor Steph, because once the judge hits that gavel.
That's why I did it. That's why I said 225 months.
I might put some on your books for the first 3 months. You're lucky if you get that. Especially if I have nothing to do with this. I have nothing to do with this transaction, this interaction. No, I'm not waiting for you. And you got that drunk. Well, I'm already mad that you got that drunk at our wedding. So that already showed me what kind of life we were going to have together. If you got drunk like this at the wedding, how are you going to be at home on a day-to-day basis? I'm good.
All righty. All right. Sir says, I agree with Pastor KL. The best friend just slept with the new wife before the wedding. Yeah, I think we all in that bucket. We with you, Serge. And from Sean, he says, shout out to Pastor KL. Wait. Dude, I got something blocking.
Dude knows life. He's a wise man.
Oh, okay. Dude knows life. Do you know him, Sean? Is this like, did he pay you to come on and say this? Because this can't be your first time.
Y'all leave Sean alone now.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Y'all leave Sean alone now.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Thank you, Shantice. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, you know, this is our relationship day. And I stumbled across something that was really interesting. I only looked at a couple of them. Generally, I don't look at any, but I had to make sure that it was something that we could talk about. So women are talking today, and they are sharing some of the worst experiences that they've had with their partners. And like I said, I don't know what's on this list. I saw a couple of things and I was like, oh, okay. And I thought it was a nice dynamic because you got the two ladies. Well, normally we would not have Shantice today, but we had the female and the male side. So I would love to, the women are talking, and I would love to hear what Pastor KL has to say in regards to, you know, his knowledge, his experience. So after the ladies get finished talking, I'm a little afraid that, you know, he may have much to say. But, okay, hold on. Let's see. Not washing his hands after he goes to the bathroom. So since Shantice is so animated at this moment, we're going to give her a chance to calm down, Tamika. You take first leg on this one.
I don't know why. We got the same result. Like, we went somewhere.
But you don't have the whole body gyrations.
That's because it's internal. Trust me. It's the same. You know, like, I go over to your house, or you come over to my house, and you know we laugh and giggling, blah blah blah. You go to the bathroom, or let's just put it in my house because I know what my sink sound like. I know what my toilet sound like. Let's just keep it there because I know. And I'm like, okay, I heard the toilet flush. You waiting to hear the of the sink? You just bypass the whole sink, you know. And ironically, that's the same individual that wants to put his hand in your face. Like, that's why I said I don't know if you want me to go first. I tried to save you, but like I didn't hear nothing. There's a towel there. There's a washcloth. There's paper towel. I keep everything stocked. I always have soap right where sink is. You can't bypass that. The fact that you didn't use any of that, you bypassed the soap, the hand soap. Because I have separate hand soaps for you specifically. You bypass the pump. You bypass the paper towel. You bypass the water. I didn't even hear nothing. And in some instances, you didn't even bother to flush. So all of it. Yeah. No. So you wanted me to go first. I went first. Shanti?
Oh my
Here we go.
goodness. She's still holding her face.
I just said to Pastor Steph the other day, literally the other day, I forgot what we were discussing, and I said, I'm sick and tired of speaking to grown men according to age. Because I gotta talk to you about washing your hands, you ain't grown. According to your age, you're an adult. And I'm the same exact way, Lady Tamika, and Pastor Steph can attest to this, because I've had to try to figure out, how do I keep my spot in the kingdom and check you on the fact that you didn't wash your hands, and I know for a fact that you did. Because I'm the same way. We know which door is being opened in this house. We pretty much know who coming up and down the stairs, because without trying to, you study the sounds of your home. One of the advantages of being in like something that is yours.
Right.
So you hear the toilet seat go up. You hear the sprinkles and the tinkles. You hear the seat come down. You flush and then the door opens. So real quick, and she's witnessed this. We're sitting in the living room, and I just look at her, because that means you done touched the doorknob. Not only that, if water isn't ran in this house back to back after a certain time, it takes at least about 15-20 seconds for the water to heat up. So sometimes I might hear the water come on, and then it shuts right back off. So one, you ain't wash your hands with hot water. Okay? And you ain't wash your hands at all, because by the time you turn it on, let's just say it's automatically hot. By the time you turn it on, you pump twice, you lather up, you rinse. That's longer than 5 seconds. Okay? And then you just come out the bathroom. Not only, Lady Tamika, are those the ones who want to put their hands in your face. Those are the ones that want to go to the kitchen right after. Those are the ones that want to put your hand, their hand in your hygiene products. So like if you have Vaseline or anything. One time somebody did that, and Pastor Steph and I almost died right in front of them. Right in front of them. And it wasn't even my Vaseline. But I was just like, kill me. Okay?
I was like, nah.
I literally got into an argument with an adult, according to age, because he got mad that I kept asking him, and it was a rhetorical question, because again, we in my house, I know you didn't wash your hands. Why are you not washing your hands? How you mad that I have to ask you a question that we still got to ask the kids? You don't think I'm more upset than you are?
All right.
And then there's two other things: the light switch and the doorknob. You had to touch both of them to get out.
And you know what I had to do?
Open.
I'm not sugarcoating it, because you didn't. I now gotta let you see me go in there and sanitize as soon as you come out the bathroom, because I cannot take a chance of somebody else going in there after you and waking up unalived.
You know what?
This message.
Oh my gosh. Wait, before Pastor KL, you go, I want to read what Sir says, because Lord have mercy, please respond to this. Sir says to the ladies, they say, my hands are clean because I took a shower. Laugh out loud. Pastor KL, is this the thought process?
You know what? These ladies right here, boy. Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus. You already know you live with PP, man. You know you live with it. You know, I mean, I'm trying to understand why females, are so confused about certain things or expect so many things. You ever hear a man flush the toilet and turn off the water at the same time? You know he ain't washed his hands. I've seen it. Especially kids. You wash your hands, yeah. You turned off the water and flushed the toilet at the same time. When did you do this? I'm not sure why these women on this panel are so confused. This ain't gonna be the first time, especially for this one particular person. This person don't wash hands. He or she don't wash hands. They go in and they come out. It's like Superman in the telephone booth. They come out a whole new person. And now you mad because.
Excuse me, Pastor KL.
This now a requirement.
Why? But wait. Why are we turning this on the ladies? I'm not asking you to comment.
I'm not turning on the ladies. I'm saying, but this is who you're involved with. He is the PP man. He don't wash hands. He's the same man that when you're cooking, he goes and get a spoon just to taste it. That's just as nasty. That's who he is. He doesn't think anything is wrong with what he does. He's been doing this for years. His mama ain't telling him to wash his hands. So I'm not turning on the ladies.
Well,
This
obviously, I'm your mama now.
Yeah, okay. They say, ladies are complaining, the towel for, oh, I'm sorry. Using one towel for everything, using it like it's a multi-tool. All right, so Shantice, you go first.
Well, when you don't use soap, I mean, the towel isn't clean. Really, I don't really like doing that. Like my towel that I use to get out of the shower, I don't use that to dry my hands because we have to remember bacteria stays on these items. That's why you're not supposed to have only one towel. Because how long are you using this one towel? Okay. And even though you're clean when you get out the shower, that's still bacteria that's being held on it. So I personally don't like to see this is one towel is for washing after I wash my hands, after I take a shower or a bath or for me that's like, we're gonna go to Target and get some more towels. Sorry. Help me out.
Tamika, she says using one towel for everything. It is not a multi-tool.
It is not. And you should have different things for different things. Okay, so you use that towel to dry off with. If you are one of those people that eats in your bed, you've got the towel, you put the towel on the bed, you put the food on top of the towel. So now you got that. I'm trying to think of other things. If you happen to walk past the house and you see something that needs to be wiped off, instead of getting a paper towel, throw the paper towel away, you go get that towel. Take that same towel, wipe it off. Oh, you find something in the bathroom that, there's a smudge there. Instead of getting a washcloth or something that you use specifically for cleaning your bathroom, no, what do you go get? That towel. Go in the bathroom, wipe off that thing. So, and then you take a shower the next day and you take that towel and guess where it goes? On the bed until it dries.
Wow. Pastor KL, the ladies have spoken. What do you say? Using one towel for everything like it's a multi-tool.
Is his connection good? Might be off.
I think it's his connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot to add that when you go play basketball,
come back in.
You got the basketball. That's that same towel.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Oh, wait. I just realized what you said. With all the nasty sweat and your outside clothes.
You go to the gym, take that towel. Same multi-purpose.
No.
I was trying to help.
No, that didn't help at all.
Oh.
That didn't help at all. She said, she goes on further to say, the towel forgets the horrors of yesteryear and begins its new journey.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
I said, she went on to say, the towel forgets the horrors of yesterday and begins its new journey today. I was trying to wait for Pastor KL to come because I don't want to go to the next one. So I'm going to hold off on the next one. Okay. Sneezing ridiculously loud. Is that an issue for you, Shantice? I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
I don't care if the sound is loud as long as the snot isn't. Like as long as you don't sneeze and you cover your mouth, that you don't just sneeze and see the expression of the sneeze. I don't care how loud you You know, unless
I
you're
thought she was
just
gonna say
being
something else.
unless you're just being obnoxiously loud. You know, like you're like you have to do all that. Like, stop. Unless it's something like that, I mean, no. I just don't like try to control the snot.
All right, Tamika. Maybe you have less what's the word I want to use? Graphic. Less graphic terminology. I thought she. Let me see if you said what I think she was gonna say.
Well, you know, you can say it, don't spray it. You know, is where I am. You know, I am a loud sneezer. It's not something that I do on purpose. It's just, you know, when it comes out. Cover your mouth, please. You know, you have these things for reasons. You know, I don't need to feel it as well as hear it.
Okay. You know what I thought she was gonna say? I don't care how loud it is, as long as it's not an uncovered sneeze. I don't care where we are, Tamika.
I just didn't use the verbiage.
Tamika, I don't care where we are. We could be a mile away from the person, and she'll say, "Our backs are turned," and she'll go, "That sounds like an uncovered sneeze." And it's already when I hear the person sneezing or sneeze, and I'm with her, I just start laughing. Because I know she didn't already rated the sneeze as to whether it was going to be an uncovered.
Because it's a different sound when you go.
It does. Yeah.
It's different. The density of the airwaves is not as loud when you do this. So when you just chew versus chew, you hear the difference? You just automatically hear it.
I have gotten so bad when I'm not with her. I'm saying, "Oh, that sounds like an uncovered sneeze." She's rubbing off on me.
I've been training with Pastor Steph and training. I'm not going to always be here.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's see what this one says. This is kind of long. When I was a teenager, one of my friends pointed out how my boyfriend had a compulsion to smack something overhead as we passed underneath it. Signs, doorways, tree branches, anything, if it was in his reach. I almost completely lost it when I realized that he was doing that. Would that be a huge thing for you, Tamika?
Yeah, you're nasty. Like, why you gotta touch everything? You know, like the pandemic didn't teach you enough. Like, what? Okay, you gotta push that button. You gotta touch that for what? Like, why does that affect your life? You know, I understand if we're going into, you know, even with me, like, I like to pre-do circulars, like, you know, and then like send it to my home so that I can wash my hands afterward. Like all of this touching, you got to smack this, you got to touch that, you got to no. And then the first thing you want to do is touch me. You know, she just said it's a relationship. What is all this touching for? You know, and if you touching outside, there's nowhere, there's not that much sanitizer in the world. And what I need people to understand, sanitizer is not soap. So in actuality, your hands are still not clean. So please stop with the sanitizer. All you're doing is drying your hands out. Please get access. Like, I can't be in a relationship with you touching every little thing. I can't. We're in the grocery store. We're not getting hot sauce. Why are you over there touching that over there? Why are you over there touching that? Because of something else?
Oh my God. You know, I really didn't think you were that close to Shantae's. I really didn't think. And then the windows, see the windows are too close to one another. I couldn't believe when you just said that. That's why I was like this, because I felt like I was listening to her. I'm like, is there somebody else on this earth who thinks like this? Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
We stepped outside. You touched that pole. Why? It's not like you have to stop. But remember when we had the buttons, you know, you want to cross the street? No, you just touched the. Why?
Right, it's gonna change anyway, sir.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead, Shantice.
I'm 1,000,000%. I thought it was just me because that's
I thought it was just
the
you too.
first thing I think. All you hear is why. Just why. I'm gonna let you finish the question. Why? ... And then you put the ending of that. Why did you have? I was so bad. Minister AJ and myself was on the train. This was way before COVID. And we get on the train and he just starts touching this pole and that pole. And I was like, sir, you gotta touch every pole on the train. Next thing I knew, I looked up. He had one hand on this pole, one hand on that pole. He had a baby one in each hand. And he was like, shut up, I don't feel like hitting your mouth. So now I'm holding it with the baby one. I hate to see grown people have to touch the seat as they sit down. You need help?
I don't understand. No, somebody got to explain that one to me.
No, not even, it's bad enough. No, Pastor Steph hates that. But see, Pastor Steph hates to see you clean the seat before you sit. I'm not talking about you cleaning the seat. I'm talking about you tilt and your hand goes first and then you sit. You need AARP? Something's going on? Because unless you have some type of physical disability, you can just mosey on down into the seat. Why does your hand have to touch that? So if I'm with you, first of all, you hitting signs and all that. How old are we? Because last I checked, us millennials are at least in our late 30s, early 40s. Why are we hitting signs and stuff like we're some teenagers? And again, on top of that, I don't even want to touch the doorknob. Sometimes there's been times I've waited outside the store for somebody to come out so I can slither past them. That's one less doorknob I had to touch today. Okay?
Please put them out their misery. Help them understand why men need to touch everything.
Are you in?
Yes, sir. You can't hear you breaking up. He's near the doorknob. He's near the doorknob.
She said he's near the doorknob. I can't stand when I used to ride the train. I never understood why before a person sat down, they grip the seat with their hand.
They still do it.
Why? I'm like, why? Well, I would rather sit on something than to put my hand in it. And this is before we had the hand sanitizer because it was COVID. This is because I haven't ridden the train since I think and we stood up. But I used to get on the train and just stand, and as the train would be rocking, I'm rocking because I'm not touching anything. And you would you look down at the seat, wipe it with your hand, look at your hand, and then you would sit down. And I'm like, okay, so what you gonna do with that hand?
Eat the Chinese food they took on the train, because those be the same ones that bust open a whole platter of Chinese food on the train and then eat with that same hand they just wipe the seat with.
Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Now try to get past the KL.
Yeah.
This is a conspiracy.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
No.
So,
all right. Well, we're gonna move on. I was really trying to hold on to this one, and we're running out of time. All right. Spitting. Why do guys need to frequently spit? And why do they think it's acceptable in public? We don't feel the need to spit. Why do I have to constantly look at him spitting all the time? Shantice?
Well, from my observance, a lot people who spit a lot smoke. Stop smoking. It seems like it just generates a lot of extra saliva in the mouth when you're smoking. So now you gotta consistently spit. Then it looks like a spitting contest because it looks like a fountain. You don't just spit on the ground next to you. You on the sidewalk and your spit lands in the middle of the street. You know, it's like why? So it seems like those who smoke, whether they smoke cigarettes, whether they smoke weed, whether they smoke other things, those are the ones who frequently spit a lot. It is like
other things.
People
hanging around.
I'm just saying that sometimes you see some things, and it just seems like those are the ones who just have the extra saliva. You know, sometimes you be seeing people, they be talking and the saliva be accumulating on the side. I always wonder what that be about. I'm just saying.
No, you can talk.
It's the smoking.
She didn't went too far.
It's the smoking.
Oh, it's a nasty habit. Like, why is it that whatever is going on in here, you can't find a way to swallow it? Like, it's nasty to see, it's nasty to hear, you know, and you just, I'm walking down the street, I can't walk that way because I got to walk past what's left there, because it's not like it just dissipates, it stays there for a while, you know, and like, you ever been near somebody that makes that sound that makes like it comes from your soul and it comes out. It just come from here. It's like where does that come from? Oh my God! You know, it's just like, and I got to deal with that. No, I don't. You know, that was disgusting. Please go get this fixed so that you can stop doing that. Get it fixed so that we don't have that problem.
Oh God, she said get it fixed.
Your nose will break, doctor.
You know what? Okay, so women carry tissue. They need to carry tissue. I think the most annoying thing is when I have to hear it. So even if my back is turned, it's this certain, I can't stand it. And then it looked like Shanti said, like they trying to see how far it can go. You know, that type of thing. And I'm like, why? So the woman asks, why do they think it's acceptable in public places? I'm like, well, if you spitting that like that at home, I'm mad. Either way, and I understand what she's saying, but I'm thinking, even if I'm in the house, I don't want to hear that. It's bad enough you're spitting, because like you said, you can always see where a person has left their spit. Because it just don't go nowhere. And I'm like, ew. And people want to know why you take off your shoes when you come in the house. Because you're bringing in all that nasty stuff from outside. So, all right, well, Pastor Kale is going to miss out on this one. Because I'm definitely giving it to y'all. So one woman says, I'm so tired because a lot of men have a problem washing their butt.
The end. You've been watching this Due Time with Pastor Steph. Catch us Monday through Friday, 7 a.m.
Oh my gosh. When I saw this one, I'm like, no. That's been her experience with her intimate partners, that they don't like to wash their butt.
Plural?
That's what she says.
Wow.
Did she just pass out, Tamika? All right. So I'm going to let you go first, Tamika.
Wow. I want you to finish with it because I don't want to choke you. We had the episode. Y'all have to go back. I wish I could find it. The bacon strip. You know, you in the bed with your intimate partner.
Oh my goodness.
And you trying to figure out what's this on the bed? You know, like I can't even fathom. Like, it's not just in your under. Look at this. It's not just in your undergarments. I gotta experience this thing. Like, I'm trying, you know, and as a female, you know, you thinking it's a crumb. So what do? You automatically
Oh no! Stop.
How do not make this vulgar? I'm trying to be clean, but we're talking about a very nasty situation here. So then you like, now I know here's chocolate. You know, you got to put it to your nose because you're like, okay. Oh, I know good well this is not what I think that is. You know, and you if you see it in the bed, you see it in evidence in other places. You know, it's you wash clothes, and if you're a female that washes clothes together, it's gonna be there. That comes from like childhood. I had a nephew. I had to literally teach, honey, no. This is not clean. You gotta be firm because you don't want this to be an adult that has issues. Right. Because now they're gonna get in a relationship with somebody who now, as an adult, I gotta tell you that this is something this is not clean. If there's a stain there, you didn't wipe good. You need to go back in there, go back and check and make sure. The stuff that we were taught as children. If you wipe and you see something, wipe again until you keep wiping until there's nothing there.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to keep it clean, but how do I keep something so dirty clean? And my thing is, when you're in a relationship with somebody like that, oh my God, because that means that there are other areas that you ain't clean.
Right.
We've talked about, where, water. I take a shower, water runs over my legs. I don't have to wash it. Yes, you do. You got to wash between them toes. If you've ever been in a relationship with somebody, you come home and they got athlete's foot or whatever, all of that runs together. Because that means if you're not washing the backside, you ain't washing the front side either. So the sunshine is hitting in areas that ain't getting no water and soap.
Yes, ma'am. Kenny says, yes, it spreads like jelly on the bread. I am done. I'm done. I'm so done.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm so glad that God has just faced me with 60 years. This baby, I just can't imagine going through these woes. Shanti's.
The show is ending.
I will never, ever love you enough to give you a tutorial. If that's not something you know before you meet me,
oh my gosh,
you is not the man for me. God didn't send you to me because he told me don't be a murderer. And without trying, I'm about to kill your spirit.
Oh my God.
There is no, because see, my question was, first of all, I'm mad at this plural. My question was, how did you find out they didn't wash there? Because see, there's only traumatic ways you can find this out. There's no clean way to find out that you're dirty. There's no clean way. It has to be traumatizing. There's no, and see, men like this like to buck up. You want to be the head, not the tail, but you don't wash your tail. I don't understand how this is supposed to work. I don't understand how this is supposed. No, I would never. I'm just sitting here trying to understand, like, after the shock, where do we go from here? What kind of conversations do we have after this? How do we can't sit and laugh and look at Martin after this? What happens next in life?
So wait, I got a question. This is no jokes. All right. So Tamika, you said the other day that you're 55 over this past birthday, correct?
Yes.
All right. Shantice has said that she is 40. My question to you ladies. Shantice says she can't deal with a man who she's got to give a tutorial to for that tutorial. If he's got everything else right, if he's got everything else right, we had someone tell us, it was a bunch of women, a group of women, and we had a woman tell us that she was dating a large man. And he wasn't fat. He wasn't fat, just like kind of, stocky. And he took a shower and got into bed. And when he got out of the bed, is like you said, Tamika, you have the bacon strip. And she was like, wait a minute. I know you just got out the shower. Your body smelled like you used Irish Spring, but clearly you didn't clean that. And it could have possibly been because you kind of big. I'm adding this piece. You're kind of big, so it's harder to wipe back. I'm not giving excuses, but I'm just talking reality. How do you handle, and Shantice, forget all of this, I'm not giving no tutorial, but how do you handle this conversation with, is this a deal breaker? Is this a deal breaker for you, Tamika?
Yes. I can't be married. I'm doing all this nice stuff, and then I gotta go look over, and I gotta be careful because on that side of the bed, at any moment, oh no, no, I'm sorry. I don't even understand how we got to the point where we're married and we're in this area. Like, I don't care. You got to be clean. Like, because then I'm thinking of other things that you missed. No. That's a. You can hit all the marks. We talked about other things where I had to check for cleanliness. We talked about that a while back. But no, that's a deal breaker because that means that you missing that on a regular. You're not just missing it today. You missing it on a regular, and okay, fine. You could smell good, but nah, you gotta be clean. I can't, because even when it comes to intimacy, I'm like, is this clean? No. No, man. We gotta be real. This is not a kid show at this point. No.
Listen. This is real talk because we gotta have real talk. And Pastor Steph is willing to have those conversations. We're not getting on here with our shirt and tie and our collars and our crosses around our neck and our high heel shoes and our church hats. We get it in. So listen, whatever it is. Y'all don't cuss. You keep it clean in that way. Kenny says, I know from experience, 18 years.
So you putting cologne on dirty stuff.
18 years.
Yeah,
Shanti, if Tamika has said this is a deal breaker, I almost don't even need to come to you.
You put on the serious church voice. Like, wait a minute. Let's get serious about this thing. Is this a deal breaker in the name of Jesus? In the name of Jesus, yes. Yes. Yes.
God.
So that I don't risk, and this is for real, so that I don't risk my salvation. Because there's no, you good at everything else, but you don't know how to wipe your behind. No, how? How are you so efficient in giving the word and all of this, but you can't do that? No, I can't take you serious. We can't. How are we praying together? See, and maybe another woman is stronger mentally, but I can't pray with you because how are we holding hands while we praying?
Really?
Listen.
Really? So don't hold hands while you praying.
Listen, okay, let's get ready to pray. Okay, we get ready to pray. It's just us. Naturally, we're going to hold hands. Now it's going back to one of the initial questions. I got to talk to you about washing your hands. If you don't wash your behind properly, you're not really washing your hands. So now that real quick, even if it's not during the whole duration of the prayer, that's on my mind. How I can't be in a relationship with you when you can't take something like that serious enough to make sure that you master it, because you're not mastering other things. There's no such thing as that. You're not mastering washing your hands. You're not mastering washing your behind. How are you going to take everything else so serious when that is serious? Because when you don't wash your behind properly, you smell that when you're in the public. I've had someone tell me like, yo, I was around so-and-so and they smelled. And it wasn't like an underarm smell. And the first thing my mind went to was that most likely they didn't wash the other parts of their body. You have to master this. We cannot be out here. Jesus said, I'm sending you out throughout the world to disciple. Who we drawing them closer to, him or the devil? Because if I can't stand to be around you because of your smell, how am I listening to the words that are supposed to draw me closer to Jesus' side? That's not happening. So and to be in a relationship, and I'm an affectionate person, so now I can't cuddle with you properly. I can't do none of this properly because you're not bathing. No, deal breaker. You are not a man for me, and I am not set apart enough for you. No,
y'all are unanimous here today.
Yeah,
this is hilarious. This is hilarious. No. Thank you, my two-time crew. You never fail me. Thank you so much for your contribution into today's conversation. We pray you have a blessed, less traumatic day.
You too. Thank you.
Woo! Talk about a woo! I don't think it was meant for Pastor KL to be on this in this conversation. He don't have to get that taken care of. I would have loved to hear what he had to say in defense of his brothers, or if there was defense, because he already called the other one PP. So I don't know if there would have been necessary defense. This is quite serious. You know, I actually didn't think, I have to be honest, I didn't think when I came across this last night that this would be the response. And the response would be so passionate. I know my girl. And I, like I said, I know Tamika has like certain, nuances, but boy, I had no idea. It was like Shanti's. I didn't. So this is serious, y'all. This is serious because what this says is our daily habits are interfering with God's business. Now, I don't know how anybody else looks at this, but I have to say that this is really what this boils down to. Anytime your lackadaisical habits, persona, daily living, however you want to say it, is interfering with you possibly being a blessing to someone. And then you're interfering with God's business. Shanti says someone told her that someone smelled. And I'm going to be honest, I have smelled men over my course of my life. And I haven't smelled any really since I've been in the Lord this week. But I'm not being funny. I'm being honest. When I think about the last time I actually smelled a man, and you could tell that it, just like Shanti said, was not from an underarm or, like that type of body odor. And I was like, oh, it's difficult. It's a difficult decision to have. And I didn't ask the ladies, would they talk? And I could only imagine that, I think Shantice was the one who said it, having that conversation, you got to really be very tactful to have that conversation. And maybe we'll bring this back on Thursday. Maybe we'll see, because maybe by then Pastor KL would have gotten his audio together. But maybe Friday. Maybe Friday we'll bring it back where we have the men and the women. And this is when this starts to bring a wedge between God's people. This is a problem because I'm going to say this. I just recently signed the ministry up to be a part of a very large evangelistic team. And some of my ladies are not married. And I don't know when God is going to send them somebody, or if God's going to send them somebody, because again, like I said last week, there's nothing that's written that says everyone will have someone. So I don't know. But what this just taught me, and I think about it all the time, and I say it all the time, but I really didn't think about this aspect of it. I'm going to be very honest with you. I have to really train them for everything. We really have to talk about everything. And when I say that, I'm not saying talking them into being with a man who has a problem. I'm talking about, like Shati said, somebody just said, well, so-and-so smells like. And if that's the problem, I agree 100%, because the word of God says an unstable man is unstable in all his ways. So if you're not that detailed to clean up behind yourself, then there are many other areas where you're not cleaning up behind yourself. Just period. You're not cleaning up behind yourself. So whether it's you don't pick your plate up, after you finish eating, or you don't, do this, or you leave your dishes all over the place, or you got socks laid all over the place. It's very difficult, and it is impossible to believe that if you don't keep yourself clean in that area, that everything else is in its perfected state. This is an indicator. This is indication that there are other areas. This is why I think a couple of weeks ago we talked about dating, and I talked about that group dating and how important that is. I remember when my grandmother said group date, you'd be like, oh, I can do that. No, this is essential, because this will enable you to see and hear certain things. And now you take that back to God, and now you learn how to deal with this stuff, because as we're evangelizing, you're going to come across a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. And there are times when you are in, a fellowship mode, and they say everybody, hold hands. And yeah, in the back of your head, you ready for prayer, but you say to yourself, I don't know where these hands have been. And it's funny because we were somewhere Friday night, and somebody was introducing a pastor to another person. And she said to him, he put his hand out, and she said to him, I'm sorry. She said, I'm a hugging person. She said, so she hugged him. She said, if you don't mind, I hug. So when the embrace was over, she said, plus I don't snatch everybody's hand, because I don't know where them hands have been. And I'm on the side. I have nothing to do with this conversation. I just happen to be packing up where she was speaking, and I just giggled to myself, because this is the reality. This is what we do think about these things. This is not something that people don't think about. And the ladies have spoken today, and they've said a lot of stuff. The list that I went from, that had nothing to do with God. They were just talking about straight intimacy issues. But this actually, everything, at the end of the day, everything has something to do with God. Everything. So these are the kind of things we have to actually be trained for. How do I, as a pastor, go out with an evangelistic team, and this person doesn't have, let's say, a leader per se, and they have a problem? Well, if they do have a leader, now I have to go to your leader and say, listen, one of your members, they have an issue. I'm not necessarily going to say which one, but I think you need to talk to your group. Because I'm going to tell you something. If this is my first time coming across that person and I'm smelling it, then guess what? Your other people have smelled it as well. Because here's my theory, and I've taught my girls, you smell you before anybody else smells you. So if Tamika mentions that I see a stain in the bed, when have you not spotted the stain in the bed? Why am I noticing the stain in the bed, but you're not noticing the stain in the bed? Should you learn to turn around to ensure that there's not a stain in the bed? Women do it with their cycle all the time. When we get up out the bed, they look back to make sure there are no stains in the bed, because accidents happen all the time when you have your cycle, especially for those women who are a little heavier. So they have made it a habit to look, because they have to change the sheets, have to soak the sheets, wash the sheets. Can't let that stuff stay in there, because it'll stain and it'll be a permanent stain. So we have to think about this thing here. We have to learn how to teach people. We have to learn how to help people to pay attention to things. And even if it's a deal breaker for you, are you helping your fellow man? Are you, so in other words, it may not be a deal breaker for another woman, or it may be a deal breaker for another woman, but are you helping him before he gets to approaching a woman? You know how you feel. So how are you, are you thinking about this? Are you going to just go home and pray for the person? There's a lot of things to talk to God about when it comes to this. And as I said, this just awakened me to understand how deep it is. I have to tell you, I some of the stuff that was said, I understand it. I understand, but I was just shocked to hear it. I was like, wow. And they were very passionate. So they were very serious about what they were saying. How many other women feel the same way? How many other women feel the same way? So we've got to work. This is the kingdom of God. So now are we divided, not only by faith and religion and beliefs in the Bible, but we're also, separated here, earthly, carnally. So we got a lot of work to do, my brothers and sisters. Go to God and figure out how you handle these things. I never forget, years ago, this is over 35 years ago, I was working at a job, and there was a woman who smelled so badly. Just her whole body. And I mean bad. That we used to sit in what they call like a secretary cluster. So you had like a bunch of cubes, low cubes. So your cube was like here, like you could see everybody else, but it was like all of us sitting together. The whole back of the office was just smelling. And one day she came upstairs and she was very upset. And she said out loud to us, I just came from HR and they told me that people are complaining that I smell. And I know I don't smell. And, I'm really pissed off about that, because she used to work for two people. And it was a man and a woman. And she was like, why didn't they just say to me, if, that's what they smell, why didn't they just come to me? And, when you already telling people that you don't smell, you're already making it hard for someone to approach you. But had I been in God the way I am now, I would have approached her. I would have pulled her to the side and I would have said to her, it does smell. And I don't know who reported it, because I don't know. I think it was the two managers that she worked for, and they reported her. She ended up saying it was them, and that's why she was really upset. And I guess she was kind of throwing a hint at us, like, how come y'all didn't say nothing to me? And I would have let her know that you're unapproachable. When you start talking, like, I know I don't smell, then how will people approach you? Now there's a battle. We understood it because she was using drugs at the time. She had been using drugs for a long time, drugs through your nose. And part of her senses were dull. That's why she didn't smell something. That's why she didn't smell something. And that means that anything she was wearing she could never wear twice without not just washing, but I mean, that's how bad it was. So, like I said, as a person in the Lord now, I would be brave enough. If she came to me and said, okay, to us and said, hey, why didn't you? I would pull her to the side and another, completely as a side. And so nobody would know that I, whatever. Or I would ask, does anybody want to go and approach her? Because people are talking. And to me, that's love your neighbor as yourself. And we've really been talking about that. The two greatest commandments. Love God with everything you have and love your neighbor as yourself. And that really takes the 10 commandments and just kind of summarizes it. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this against people. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do that against God. And this is like humanity. This is how we need to handle humanity. This is humanistic stuff. So we have a job to do, y'all. And like I said, when you're not in the Lord, you don't have sometimes the courage and a lot of times the words. But I have to honestly tell you that at this time of my life, if that were to be the case, I would have a level of confidence to be able, because I would pray before I go, pray for me, anybody else who's going with me, we'd pray, and then pray for that person to be receptive. So let's make sure we're living out this kingdom bound thing here on earth, because people really need us. You've been watching It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Join us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we discuss matters of the heart, mind, and spirit. As you go through your day, be sure to set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on the earth. They will only serve as a distraction. Remember, prayer changes things. It's Pastor Steph signing off, and I want to thank my Due Time crew for always coming through big time. Thank you for hanging out with us and helping us do what we do. Please do not miss this opportunity to give Christ your life right now. Please do not miss this opportunity to strengthen the relationship with the Lord right now, because later is not promised to any of us. Until tonight, God speaks, where we will be at the There's More to Be Said conversation. We'll be in that conversation. Until then, right here, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Until then, I love